Yeah, I don't. Shit, I probably haven't played it since high school.
I know.
I played a lot more three-finger banjo, you know, at that point. You learn all those stuff like Charmaine and all that stuff, you know. Alamundi stuff, yeah. And then what's his name? What's the other? What's the guy that did Charmaine though? What was his name? It's like Arnold. Was his last name Arnold?
Jimmy Arnold.
Jimmy Arnold. Yeah, you remember he used to play Charmaine. Yeah.
Chow mein.
Chow mein.
Chow mein.
Chow.
Chow say.
Chow mein. Chow, y'all.
I used to do a lot of this.
So what makes The Bridge special to me? Well, The Bridge is an album I recorded in 1999, and I remember I was living in Schneisingen at the time, that's in Switzerland, in a farmhouse, and in the attic I recorded this thing. Took me about 2 months to record. It's my third solo album. But this one's special to me because I had my friend Walter Kaiser play on it again. Played on the photo one, but my first solo album I did, the Days in the Field, was all slow banjo music. The second one I wanted to show a variety of what I could do, so I had some bluegrass on there and some Irish tunes and some of my own compositions. But this is all my music, like the first one, but it's all my music, but fully arranged, with I put some organs on there and strings and percussion and. So I worked really hard on this one, and truly for me, this at the time was really this is who I am, and so I'm very proud of this one. Still I am, because just considering it's 21 years old this year, it's still a good album, I think, and especially looking back, thinking, well, this is a very honest album. I didn't make any compromises. I really just wanted to put on an album what I really thought. This is me, this is who I am. Uwe's playing on a few tracks as well, and there's a few numbers on there that we still play, like High Up in the Sky, Indian Summer, and then there's a few we have never really played, like Cork Harbor and things like that. But I'm very proud of this one. So The Bridge is very dear to my heart. I'm very happy that we have this. Yeah.
Coming to you from beautiful Wilkes County in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina, we invite you to the musical world of the Kruger brothers. Sit back, relax, and welcome to the show with your hosts, the Kruger brothers.
Hello, everybody.
Here we are,
Live from the studio in Wilkesboro.
Yes.
So glad you are tuned in with us tonight. We have a special guest. Uwe is here.
About just parts of me, though. Parts of me is still sticking to the computer. This has really been a week.
An adventure in
Yes,
Yes, an adventure in electronics.
Yes,
trying to
the
get everything
webs.
running smoothly.
yes,
here.
absolutely. But you can see here's a not so much stranger in between us. It's Josh Goforth, and we're so glad you're here.
I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
It's really fun. Yes. And we practiced so much, it should be good.
Oh boy.
Well, maybe we
it's-
even practiced too much.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're going to start off with we're going to talk, where you're from and all that a little later.
Yeah.
Let's pick a little. This piece, June Apple, is an old-time number, right?
Yeah, let's do this old time number. It's kind of a nice mix between kind of major, minorish, just groovy. It's got a good groove.
So we're going to kick it off as banjo and fiddle.
Yeah, but I think you have
Perfect.
a capo on the second fret, James.
Is it in A?
A, yeah.
Good thing. Key of, as Uwe likes to say, the key of two.
Key of two.
Key
And
of
I think,
two.
Joel, we can. The three
We're
of
going
us,
to take
we
a
can
break,
sit down
too.
for a while.
I
yeah.
get to rest my fingers.
And then you come in a little later?
Maybe.
Ready?
Yeah.
Gotta get that foot.
Yeah, we gotta get that foot. So where are you from, Josh?
Well, I grew up in Madison County, up near a little town called Marshall, and family's been there since the mid-1700s, so we're locked in pretty tight back in those mountains. And so proud to be from there because I got to grow up around a lot of storytellers and ballad singers and banjo players and fiddle players. So,
And you play all of these instruments yourself?
yeah, I do. Self-taught. Well, not at the same time. But it was great for me because I got to jam, every week down at the Adams drugstore. And so I'd go down there and I'd sit on the edge of the circle. And all the old-timers would sit in the middle of the circle, and they'd play all these old-time tunes and country songs and fiddle tunes. And I was so scared to get up in the circle, but Jerry, the pharmacist, had all these instruments on the wall, kind of like here, and he would let you take them down and play them. And so that's the way I learned, and finally I got invited to get in the circle, which is pretty neat.
We used to have this place over in Union Grove, the Cook Shack.
Yeah, the Cook Shack, yeah.
I
love the
going
Cook
to the Cook
Shack.
Shack Saturday mornings and picking up some of those tunes.
Yeah, I've gotten to play there several times with my friend Laura Boosinger.
And I think in Union Grove was where we first met at the Fiddles Convention, wasn't
I
it?
think so.
Yeah.
Union Grove, yeah.
Way back then.
About 25 years ago, I guess.
What was the fellow's name who had the tent up there, dobro player?
Donnie.
Donnie, yeah, that's right.
We called him Dobro Donnie.
So what's the song you're gonna sing for us?
Let's do this is an old-time song, actually, but it got transferred into more bluegrass styles. And there's a feller up in Burnsville, North Carolina, named Red Wilson that did this song. And it's called The Rovin Gambler.
How fast do you want it?
Rovin Gambler,
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I am a roving gambler, I've gambled all around. Whenever I meet with a deck of cards, I lay my money down. Lay my money down, lay my money down. I hadn't been to Frisco many more weeks than 3. Fell in love with a pretty little girl, she fell in love with me. Fell in love with me, fell in love with me. Now she took me to a parlor, cooled me with a fan, whispered low in her mother's ear, I love the gambling man. Love the gambling man, love the gambling man. Now daughter, oh dear daughter, how can you treat me so? Leave your dear old mother here, where the gambler go? Where the gambler go? Where the gambler go? Now we started out in Frisco, I wound up in Maine. There I met with a gambling man, got in a poker game. Got in a poker game, got in a poker game. Then put the money in the pot, dealt the cards around. I saw him deal from the bottom of the deck, shot the gambler down. Shot the gambler down, shot the gambler down. Hit it. Now they've got me down to prison, got a number for my name. Warden said when he locked the door, you gambled your last game. Gambled your last game, gambled your last game. Yeah.
I wanted to hear another Marilyn solo,
One more time. right. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, that was really good. Hey, that fiddle you played before, that's Bob Koget's, right?
It is Bob Koget's fiddle. I'm lucky to have this. It's number 80. Its name's Inga. Inga.
Bob's watching at home. He's convalescent and feeling good, and it's wonderful that everything's going good with you, Bob. We miss you. We love you. We'll see you soon, brother.
Absolutely, Bob. Now this next one. That's a special song.
And it's another one that I have a beautiful connection to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doc knew that I loved the song, so he dedicated it to me over at Union Grove when he played there the last time. I was in tears.
Yes, you did.
Just something you'll never forget.
No,
yeah, you'll
no,
always be
never do.
connected to this song for you, that experience. Yeah, there was something about Doc's voice when he would sing that it was like grandfatherly at the last several years of Doc's life. He just felt like somebody that you were almost kin to, you know, like you could just feel that you were sitting on a porch and just listening to him sing. And
There was such a beautiful humanity and all that. Yes,
absolutely. This is probably his most famous finger-picking tune, I would think, called the Deep River Blues. 1, 2, ready, go. Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Now let the wind drive right on, let the big waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. My old gal, she's a good old gal, she walks just like a waterfowl when I get them deep river blues. Now there ain't no one to cry for me, fish all go out on a spree when I get them deep river blues. Now, going back to Muscle Shoals, times are better there, I'm told, when I get them deep river blues. I'm gonna take my old boat, gonna set her if she still floats, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Now let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Let the wind drive right on, let the big waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Come on, Rovin. Now let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Now let the wind drive right on and let the big waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Well, I said I got them deep river blues.
Now I think that's my favorite version we ever played
Oh,
on that song. I'm glad we were able to broadcast that.
Yeah, it's
Share that. That
it
was
was
nice
such a
to
good
share.
kind of thumping sound
Yeah,
to it,
it's
doesn't it?
it's great. Yeah, and Peabody just makes such a great sound.
Yeah.
Peabody's just awesome, helping us here.
Mighty fine.
Yeah, he really is. And so is Jody. Jody, you're playing surprisingly good tonight. No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
a compliment they usually reserve for me.
No,
man.
I know. I'm just saying that because he's
It's just too
behind.
bad nobody could hear him out there.
He's behind the plexiglass wall, and I have a bunch of big guys in front of me, between me. No, he's just real. Jody's just awesome. I just got news that we from our management and not management, it's our tour management in Switzerland. That we're going to come actually to the tour in Switzerland. We're going to play 9 shows over
See
there.
if that
9
works
or 10
out. Yeah,
shows.
it'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
Travel-
you've been with us.
travel
You've been
allowing.
with us to Switzerland.
I have. It was one of my favorite trips I've ever taken.
When
Musically.
was that?
We were thinking
It's
eight
about 8 or 9 years ago.
8 or 9 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
Easy,
it's been a while.
But you have to come back with us one day.
I'm ready.
People have been asking for you ever since.
I'm ready. I had a blast. That was a whole lot of fun, and musically just so rewarding. Such great audiences, and getting to play with you all. It's like my dream. So it's coming true tonight, especially for an old boy growing up in Madison County. But I was lucky because I grew up around the biggest characters there ever was, and I'll tell you this: my granddad was the biggest one, no doubt about
Bigger
it.
than me?
Oh, he
Grander.
yes, he was quite the character. I'll just describe him to you so you can kind of picture him.
All right.
He always wore his bib overalls. He always had his old faded creased work boots and his world's greatest granddad hat on. But the most important feature about my papa was the gigantic glob of chewing tobacco he always had in his mouth. I never saw him without it. When he would eat, sometimes he'd leave it in. Even when he'd sleep, he'd leave it in. And he was that kind of character that I bet you got somebody like this. Every time somebody says every time somebody in the family says his name, the whole family groans. You know what I'm talking about? Well, that was him for me.
Yeah.
Now,
Every family's got
yeah,
one.
it got that one, ain't we? Well, that big wad of tobacco made it hard to understand kind of what he was saying. Now, I love to sit on the porch with Papa and hear him tell stories because my Papa would make up stories about people as they'd come around the road. He would just come up with some wild story. I mean, it wasn't even true, just out of the blue, you know? Like, let me give you an example. One time we was sitting on the porch, and there's this blue truck come around the road. Papa said, "That right there is Jody Blue." "Yeah, that's Jody Blue. Do you know Jody Blue?" I said, "No, I don't know Jody Blue." He said, "Well, he had a brother whose name was Jess Blue. And when Jody and Jess was born, they looked so much alike that they had to cut Jody's big toe off to tell them apart." "Yeah, looks much alike. They had to cut his big toe off to tell them apart." I'm like, "Well, that's kind of weird." "Well, that's what happened. And that worked for a good long time. But then Jess was out there cutting trees down. And the big old tree come down, and it landed right on his toe, and they had to take his big toe off, and then they couldn't tell them apart again, because they looked so much alike." I said, "Well, what'd they do, Papa?" He said, "Well, his mom and daddy was thinking about it, and they thought, and finally they come up with an answer. They said, I'll tell you what we can do, you know, Jody, we'll just clip the tip of his ear right there off, and then we'll be able to tell him apart again." And at this point, my eyes are about that big around listening to this tall tale. I said, "Well, did that work?" He said, "Well, it worked for a little while." Then Jess was down there in that barn, and the old horse come up there. And that horse, it bent down, and it bit the tip of Jess's ear off, and they couldn't tell him apart again. I said, "Well, what did they do?" He said, "Well, his mom and daddy thought, but they didn't know what they was going to do. And finally, his mama come up with the idea. She said, I know exactly what we'll do to tell them apart. Let's name the one with red-haired Jody and the one with brown-haired Jess."
Kaboom, yes.
So quite a character. And so he would sit on his porch and tell tales like that and sing old songs. Is what he would do. And I learned a lot of fiddle tunes from him.
Yeah.
Like this one right here. He'd sing this one. I got a girl in the Sourwood Mountain. Hey, big dum day. So many pearl girls you can't count them. Hey, big dum day. Pretty girls, you can't count them. Hey, dig-a-dum day. Chickens crawling in the Sourwood Mountain. Hey, dig-a-dum day. So many pretty girls, you can't count them. Hey, dig-a-dum day. Keep going, man. One more time for Papa.
I hope you all have your dancing shoes on out there.
Oh, that's fun. You know, we used to have these dance barns up here in the mountains, and we play music like that.
Yeah.
It'd be fantastic. You still play dances sometimes?
I haven't played one in a long time. Last time I played one, you know, you kind of have to be in shape to play those things. You know, you play for 10 or 15 minutes on one tune.
Easy, yeah. The Virginia reel
Yeah, I know.
goes on forever.
I remember I was about wore out.
I used to take. Used to go play with the White Top Mountain Band sometime when they were around. You know, when we had time. I got the time when I would stay here, and it was always nice. It's like interval training, really.
Cardio.
Up at Burgess Barn or Marvels, you know.
Laurel Springs, yeah.
We want to thank you for tuning into our shows. We have so many wonderful comments, and you are so kind to us and helping us and still, you know, supporting us. I know it's been asking a lot, you know, for a long time, you know, helping us go into our tip jar and helping us, and you've been doing so generously, and it's really nice. So we also, you know, want to, of course, we're going to pay Josh here tonight, and everybody try to get our business, you know, keep it going and just continue.
We want to be ready when this all is over and we can go back on the road. That's what we're really looking for.
Yes.
And in order to keep the business afloat and the truck paid for and everything, we have to juggle things a little bit, like everybody else out there.
But
you know.
you know, visit our tip jar, and you know, if you just have a few bucks, that's all good. And we also have a website. You can go see merchandise. We have our, you know, a lot of different things there.
Actually, Josh has some merchandise too that he's got available.
Do you have some merchandise available? right now my website's being redesigned, but you can get my merchandise at davidholt.com because David and I have played together for many years, and he carries my merchandise as well. So you can get it there until my website's back up, and also we can't wait to get back to playing for people live.
Let's not forget to mention your online lessons that you give, right? It's a big part of your income right now, isn't it?
Absolutely. I teach lessons through the Academy for the Arts at the First Baptist Church in Asheville, and doing those virtually now. And if you're interested in lessons, you can contact the Academy for the Arts in Asheville. Yeah, it's really helping out a lot. It's very fortunate to have some wonderful students who I'm sure are tuned in right now.
And they're all very fortunate to have such a fantastic teacher.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, because Josh was teaching at our academy last year, and he was scheduled to teach there this year again, along with Laura Businger, of course. And we never had such great reactions to any teacher. You know, I mean, people just absolutely adore you. Anyway, how's it going out there in Internet Wonderland, Melissa?
It's going great.
Yes?
It's going great.
All good?
We're on YouTube and Facebook.
On the YouTubes.
We're on the YouTube.
Is the stream stable?
Appears to be.
Yeah, good.
Wonderful.
So we're going to do a country song, right? That you've written.
Yeah. So first time I went to the deep, deep South, I pulled into this truck stop in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and it was one of them old-timey truck stops. And I had a little old Toyota Corolla or something, you know, and every
Corolla.
Yeah, just a little Corolla. And every vehicle in the parking lot was a big old jacked up truck. I mean, it was something else to behold, and it kind of scared me a little bit. But just the feeling of being there at that truck stop, you know, I was always in the back of my mind. And so some of my friends said, well, you never just write a good old country song. So I did it on a dare. So here it is. It's called the Tuscaloosa Truck Stop. Ready, fellers? Here we go. At a truck stop in Tuscaloosa, fuel pump number 5. Well, I looked next door and the lane number 4, something pretty caught my eye. Cap said Butte, Montana, but her tag said Tennessee. And that Chattanooga girl raised up on Merle, looked up and got a hold on me. Yeah, it didn't take too long before we hitched up and rolled along to the chapel in Cheatham County, where the neon sign glowed red. They had a preacher named Elvis just shaking his pelvis after every line that he said. I put a ring on her left finger, and we both said I do. And the bells were ringing while the preacher was singing, love me tender and love me true. But it didn't take too long before that girl done me wrong. Well, if I knew then what I know now, I would have drove a mile or two past the truck stop in Tuscaloosa on the day that I met you. 'Cause trouble was your name and cheating was a game you sure loved to play. We got married a month ago, but we broke down yesterday. Tuscaloosa. Fuel pump number 10. Now she called me jacked up, said she was shacked up with a trucker whose name was Ben. In the background he was laughing when she called me a clown. And I heard a radio ringing, Merle Haggard was singing, living with the shades pulled down. And it didn't take too long. Oh, another trucker singing our song. Well, if I knew then what I know now, I would have drove a mile or two past the truck stop in Tuscaloosa on the day that I met you. 'Cause trouble was your name and cheating was a game you sure loved to play. Now we got married a month ago, but we broke down yesterday. Yeah, the devil knows your name and lying is your game, and there'll be hell to pay. We got married a month ago, but we jackknifed yesterday. Hey. All I can think about is Elvis and the pelvis. All I can think about is Maynard.
Yeah, Elvis and the
I know,
yeah,
Maynard,
that's
man.
Maynard. That's Maynard. Oh, that's Maynard. My goodness. Oh my. Wow, that's a good song. Now, did anybody else record that ever?
No?
No.
That's the first time it's ever been played with a full band, I think. Laura Businger and I have played it once or twice, but
I'm sure that sounded great. Did you hear from Laura?
That might be your number one hit.
So we wanted to do a real slow one after this, but we decided against that and changed the program. So we're going to do a song about Jody.
Yep.
Is it about Jody?
No, it's actually a song. It's autobiographical.
Autobiographical.
Yes. Now, when just half hour before we start this program, they come up with this, and see if we can actually. It's been at least 25 years that we played this thing.
No, actually, you know when we first played this thing? In Munich on the street.
Horton used to play it.
Oh, Horton used to sing it. That's where we knew it from. That's a long time ago. That's 41 years ago.
That was 1979 and 1980. That was before you was born.
just a little bit. I was born in 81, so not too far off.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2.
High up in the mountains, tell me what did you see? Bear tracks were left to lean. Better get your rifle, boy, for it's the lane. That bear scuttle, the pig is heading for the game. And he's big around the middle and he's brought across the rope, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet of jump. He ain't never been caught, he ain't never been treed. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. Got me some money, bought me some bees, and started making money way up in them trees. Cut down the tree, but my honey's all gone. Old Slewfoot done make himself at home. And it's big around the middle, and he's brought across the rope, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet of jump. He ain't never been caught, he ain't never been treed. Some folks
say looks a lot like me.
It's 40 below ground, so froze, so where can he go? Run down the gully and I run him down the road. Shot him in the bottom just to listen to him, yeah. And he's big around the middle and he's right across the rump, running 9 miles an hour, taking 30 feet a jump. He ain't never been caught, he ain't never been treed. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. I said some folks say he looks a lot like me. A lot like me.
Oh, gosh. Well, that was like... What was that?
Yeah.
Raymond Fairchild.
Yeah, I heard Raymond Fairchild do that one. That's a good one.
What was it?
Didn't he used to play in the casinos in Cherokee?
Probably, I don't know. I don't know if he did or not. But, you know, I always saw him at the Cherokee Bluegrass Festival. That's where I saw him every year. He was so nice to me. You know, he was just...
I met him first time in 1982
Yeah.
at a festival in Kentucky.
Yeah. And he just passed away just a little bit ago, I think. And even right up to the last several years, he played so cleanly. Yeah.
Well, we've got, we're planning on doing this again next weekend. We know next weekend's a big holiday weekend here in America. It's the 4th of July. So we're going to put together a nice little program for you guys for next Friday and Saturday again. And then 2 weeks from now, on Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th, I think, are the dates. Our good friend Joe Newberry is supposed to be joining us, so we're looking forward to that as well. So we've got more great stuff planned for you guys. We're going to do this as long as we can, and just, you know, keep it coming. Please, again, like everybody mention in the comments how everything works for you. This was our first real experiment, putting everything on YouTube. Yep. So please let us know how that looks to you guys and how that worked out for you. And thanks again for visiting our virtual tip jar and helping us out. And stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We got one more we can do for you before we gotta go.
If you've seen it now on Facebook, please go check it out on YouTube, because YouTube has a much better resolution. Facebook better is 720p, and on YouTube we got a 1080. So it's really crisp and sharp. If that is something you're interested in, you know, the sound is also a lot better on YouTube.
Yes, actually it is.
It's not
and
as compressed.
You know, thank you, Josh, for coming.
Josh,
we have another
for
show.
having me.
We have another show tomorrow, much better than this one. Actually, no, seriously, we have a great show planned for tomorrow. So it'd be great if you could join us again. Josh has a lot more up his sleeves, and yes.
A few more stories. You'll get to hear some stories about that. Let's do a Doc tune.
Yeah, I think that's a fine idea.
When I was a kid, I had this live album of Doc, and right before somebody would take a break, Doc would say, "Pick it, son." Mm-hmm. And when I was a kid, I wanted to hear those words so bad that I would sit on the edge of my bed and I would play rhythm guitar. And before I'd take my break, I'd go, "Pick it, son," and then I'd take my break.
You know, we had that same album.
Oh, really?
We did. We had that same album. It's. You can't buy that album anymore.
Really?
No. It's.
Well, Doc never wanted to have it released because he didn't like it, and so it never came out as a CD.
Wow.
It was never released as a CD.
Yes, and there was, Frosty Morn was
Frosty
on there.
Morn was on there. Beautiful, beautiful versions of these songs. And wasn't that the opener? Where you started the...
Yeah, I think, if I remember, it's been so long since I've heard it, you know. And, yeah.
Oh, lonesome sound of the whistle you blow as she travels on to the night.
Yeah, that's it.
And then he started it off. You got to do that for us?
Yeah. It's a long steel rail and a short cross tie. I'm on my way back home. I'm riding on the king of them all. It's the Streamlined Cannonball. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. The lonesome sound from the whistle you love as she travels on through the night. The headlights beam out in the night. The firebox flash you can't see. I'll ride the blinds, it's the life that I love. Well, it's home, sweet home to me. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. The lonesome sound from the whistle you love as she travels on through the night. See the smile on the engineer's face, although he's gray and worn. A contented heart, he waits for the call on the Streamlined Cannonball. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. The lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels on through the night. Cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. The lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels on through the night. The lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels on through the night.
Thank you so much. Y'all take care. Thank you, Peabody. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Broadcasting from Double Time Recording Studio in Wilkes County, North Carolina, thank you for watching and all your continued support. Please make sure and comment on how much you enjoyed the show and share it with your friends. Join us next time for another edition of The Musical World of the Kruger Brothers.